This is Module 4, Lesson 19. On Standard 8EEC 8A, we're going to be talking about systems of two linear equations. And we're going to understand that where they intersect, their points of intersection is the point that satisfies both equations simultaneously. Now, what we're going to be doing in this lesson, we're going to look at linear equations of horizontal and vertical lines, because these are used in these equations quite frequently, and we want to make sure you understand them. So today we're going to write linear equations for horizontal and vertical lines, and then we're going to take the equations and we're going to match them to plots of horizontal and vertical lines. This is all in Module 4, Packet 2, just 1 through 2. The first page in your packet is a piece of graph paper in case you need it. Now let's talk about horizontal and vertical lines. They've given me two examples up here. They've given me data points, and they want me to plot them. Now remember, what these are these are your coordinates here. So we're going to plot these coordinates and see what we get. This point is 1, -5, and you know, anytime we're plotting something, this is your x and this is your y. To plot, we start at the origin. That's where the x and the y-axis intersect. If we're going this direction on the x-axis is positive, just like a number line. This direction would be negative. On the y-axis, if you go up, it's positive. If you go down, it's negative. So let's start at the origin, 0, 0, and plot this. 1, -5. Okay? That would be 1, -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look, I've already drawn the line on there for you so you can see it. And 1, -2. Go up 1, out 1, and down 2. Okay? 1, 0, and 1, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And yep, the line I've drawn is the line that these points are on. Notice, this is what we call a vertical line. Vertical line is one that goes up and down. You've heard about vertical jump? That's straight up and down. Okay, so here's the line that these are actually on. Now, how can we find the equation for this line? Let's start with y is equal to mx plus b. B is where it crosses the y-axis, but there's no place that it crosses the y-axis here, is it? Okay, so maybe let's try getting the slope. The slope is rise over run, the m. To get from this point to this one, I'm rising 2, but I'm not running any. I can't divide by 0, so this is undefined. So I've got nothing for the m, I got nothing for the b, right? This doesn't even make sense, does it? Because they're not 0, they're just undefined. Okay, well, let's look at this. Maybe we can figure out something from looking at the points. Do you notice how every x value on this is 1, no matter what the y value is? The equation for this then will be x is equal to 1. Doesn't matter what the y value is, x is equal to 1. See how we've left the y out of this? A vertical line has an equation that's x is equal to something. See right here, a vertical line is written in the form x equals a, where a represents the lines x intercept. The equation of the line shown above was x is equal to 1, okay? Now, and see it's right here where it intersects the x-axis. And the axis it intersects is the one you say is equal to. X is equal to 1. Let's try this horizontal line here, okay? Let's plot these points. Notice how the y doesn't change here. The y is equal to -4, no matter what the x is. So let's plot these. X is -3. -1, 2, 3, and then -1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And then we've got 1, -4. And then we got 2, -4. And then we've got 5, -4. All these points are on this line. Well, they cross the y-axis, right? Okay? If they cross the y-axis there, then our equation is going to have something to do with the y-axis, correct? Okay. Let's try writing that equation. Y is equal to mx plus b. Okay, let me plug in the computer because it's about to die. Hold on. Okay. So let's try writing the linear equation for this. Y is equal to mx plus b. Well, the b is where it crosses the y-axis, which in this case is -4. Let's find our slope, our rise over our run. Remember, m is rise. Okay, changing y, we're changing x. We're rising 0 and running 1, right? To get between those 2 points. Our slope is simply 0. Okay, 0 times x just simply gives me 0. So 0 minus 4 is -4. Y is equal to -4. Anytime you've got a horizontal line, your equation is going to be y is equal to whatever your y-intercept is. Now look at this, guys. Here's our equation for this one. See how it goes through the x-axis? So that's x is equal to wherever it crosses the x-axis, which is 1. Whenever you've got a horizontal line, it's going through the y-axis. This would be y is equal to -4. Yeah. Let's see if we can do a few of these here. Here's our x and y axis. Here's our equation. See how this is going through the x-axis? My equation will be x is equal to, and let's find where it's going through. It's going through at -1, 2, 3, 4. X is equal to -4. That's all you got to do. If you want to check it, grab a couple of points on here and let's see what their coordinates are. This one is at -1, 2, 3, 4, -1, right? -4, -1. This point is at -4, 2, -4, 2. Look, in both cases, my x is -4. X equals -4. Let's try this one. It's going through the y-axis, so it's going to say y is equal to, and where does it go through the y-axis? At 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y is equal to 6. How can I check myself? Grab a couple of points on here and let's see where they are. Okay. This point is at -1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This point is at -1, 6. This point is at 2, 6. In both cases, the y is 6, correct? So y is equal to 6. Doesn't matter what the x is, y is going to be 6. Okay, let's try this one. This intersects the x-axis, so x is equal to, where does it intersect the x-axis? It intersects it at 2. If we want to check ourselves, let's grab a couple of points and see where they are. I might even use this point. This point is at 2, 0. This point is at 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. In each case, my x is 2, right? Okay, now let's try this one, this line here. Okay, we're going through our y-axis, so y is equal to, and it's going through at -1. Let's pick 2 points on here and check to see what their values are so we can check our answer. This is at 1, -1. This is at -2, -1. In both cases, my y is -1. Okay, so that's correct. That's the correct answer. On number 5, we're looking at this one here. Here's where our 2 x and y's cross. They're right here. Okay, there's my origin. So this is crossing over the x-axis. It's going to be x is equal to, now where does it cross? It crosses at -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. X is equal to -8. If I want to check myself, let's grab 2 points on this line. Doesn't matter which 2 points, and let's find their coordinates. This is at negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, negative 1, negative 8, negative 1. This is at negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, right? Negative 8, 2. See how it doesn't matter what the y value is, the x is equal to negative 8, right? Okay. Now let's look at this one. The one they're looking at is actually right there, the x-axis itself, right? Well, the x-axis is going through the y here, okay? So this is going to be y is equal to, and where's it crossing the y-axis? At the point 0, 0, right? So y is equal to 0. If I want to check myself, let's get a couple of points on this line and see. Okay. This point was 0, 0. What is this at? This is at negative 2, 0, isn't it? Negative 2, 0. In both cases, doesn't matter what my x is, my y is equal to 0. Now they want me to graph this one. Y is equal to negative 7. So I want a line that will go through the y-axis at negative 7. So here's the origin. I go down to negative 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now I want it to go through the y-axis there. So we are talking about this line right here. How do I check myself? Let's grab 2 points and see if they are both y is equal to negative 7. This point is at 0, negative 7. This point here is at, let's see, 3, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, negative 7. My y is equal to negative 7, so that one works. Let's try y, x is equal to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, it'll go through the x-axis. So this should be x is equal to 4. How can we check to see if that is indeed the case? Choose a couple of points on here and see if they fit. This point here is at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. This point here is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. In both cases, our x is 4. X is equal to 4. Doesn't matter what y is. Let's look at this one. X is equal to negative 3. So it's going to go through the x-axis at negative 3. At negative 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's going through the x-axis. It's not parallel with it. It's going through the x-axis. Now, is this correct? Choose 2 points and let's see. Choose any 2 points on the line. Okay, here's my origin. I go back 1, 2, 3. So that's negative 3, 0. Choose another point. How about that one? That would be negative 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 3, 4. In both cases, my x is equal to negative 3. Okay, now what about y is 2? Okay, let's go to y is 2. Remember, it's going to go through y at the point 2. Okay, let's check and see if this is right. This point is at 2, 0. No, it's at 0, 2. I must find another point. From the origin, this is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Okay, so this is y is equal to 2. Okay. What's the slope of the line y is equal to 5? Well, let's think about that. Isn't y is equal to 5? Y is equal to 0x plus 5. Okay. The slope of that line then is 0, right? The slope of any line that goes through the y-axis, horizontal line, is 0. What is the slope of the line x is equal to negative 2? Well, let's look at this. If x is equal to negative 2, it doesn't even fit this equation at all, right? It is undefined. Anytime you have got a line that is going straight up and down, its slope is undefined. What's the slope of the line? X is equal to 0. Anytime it's X is equal to, it's undefined. Which axis is Y is equal to -1 parallel to? Well, let's see. Anytime you've got a Y is equal to, it goes through the Y-axis, so it's parallel to the X. And then this is a very important one. How does the graph of Y is equal to 3 different from Y is equal to 3X? Okay, Y is equal to 3 is going to go through the Y-axis at 3. 1, 2, 3. It goes through the Y-axis at 3. Okay. How about the graph Y is equal to 3X? Well, that corresponds to Y is equal to MX plus B. B is 0. Your slope is 3. Your rise over your run is 3, which is 3 over 1. So we go up 3. 1, 2, 3, and over 1. Okay. That line would look like this. Let's see. Okay, so see, the lines look very different. All because you've got a variable behind this one. And this one you say it's just simply Y is equal to 3. This is Y is equal to 3. This is Y is equal to 3X. Okay? You have two variables here, so it can change. You have one variable here, so the X cannot change. All right? Okay, we've learned how to plot horizontal and vertical lines. One thing that we've looked at closely is that if you've got y is equal to something, the line is going to be horizontal. It is going to intersect the y-axis at the point on the y-axis where it's got the number. Okay, so y is equal to gives you a horizontal line. X is equal to gives you a vertical line. Okay?